Hello and welcome to the Cannes Parallel Challenge 2024. My name is Arno.
And my name's Matt, and on today's episode, we'll be discussing Coralie Fargeat's short film Reality Plus and her new horror film, The Substance. Coralie Fargeat is a French filmmaker and is one of the freshest faces in competition this year. Her first feature film, Revenge, premiered in the Midnight Madness section of TIFF back in 2017, playing alongside Julia Ducournau's film Raw. And if you've ever seen Revenge, you're gonna know that this film is bloody, like absolutely bonkers, drowning in gore type movie. Her trajectory seems to be very similar to Julia Ducournau, who did Raw and followed it up with Titane, which won the Palme d'Or in 2021. But while Ducournau really likes to play with some of the more artful surrealism, Fargeat seems mostly intrigued by the fun and simplicity that comes with genre filmmaking. And we chose to go with her short film, Reality Plus, because both of us had already seen Revenge.
Reality Plus is actually available for free on YouTube through the Wired YouTube channel. So if you're curious, go check it out. It's only 20 minutes long. In the near future, a technology that allows you to change your physical appearance for 12 hours is launched onto the market, and Vincent counts on using it to hide his physical imperfections. So the first thing you'll notice when watching this film is just how indie it feels. Sure, the VFX are actually pretty great, but the indie charm of having huge buildings added in the background of the existing Haussmanien Paris buildings and some props taken from IKEA, at least I recognize the $6 lantern on the neighbor's porch that I bought for a short film, actually.
Yeah, I can definitely see that indie charm to it. It can be a lot of fun to see how these working directors represent their ideas on a very small scale before they are able to make feature films. Obviously, this is still a film made post-graduation from film school for Fargeat, but there's such a charm here of quote-unquote before she made it. But yes, it's really surprisingly polished for how indie it feels.
One of the things that I also really have to mention here is just how laughably predictable this is. From the moment I saw the shy, quirky neighbor who stands on her porch every night to draw edgy, horrific images, I knew exactly what was going on. It's also funny to think that she was invited to go to the opera from Vincent and didn't find it to be an interesting coincidence considering what we know at the end.
Yeah, it's definitely a really predictable film, but I didn't find that predictability to detract from my enjoyment of the movie at all. I just thought it was a blast the whole way through. It was honestly satisfying with the predictability, just watching the pieces fall into place.
I don't think this is a particularly intelligent or interesting film, but I do think it is an enjoyable one, and it's definitely one that is easy to watch, even if I don't think this is particularly memorable or has a particularly new perspective on this very high concept.
But it definitely does show Fargeat's tendency to go towards these sort of Hollywood modes of filmmaking. The Substance is an American film, and not only is it rare to see genre films play in competition at Cannes, but it's also rare to see sophomore films play in competition, especially from directors whose first work did not play Cannes. The Substance, we actually didn't know what a good parallel this is, because the synopsis of this film sounds exactly like Reality Plus. Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? With The Substance, you can generate another you, younger, more beautiful, more perfect. You just have to share time, 1 week for one week for the other. A perfect balance of 7 days each. If you respect the balance, what could possibly go wrong?
We just got this plot synopsis the day that we were recording this, actually, and we
literally hours before.
Yeah, hours before, and we did not know that this would be such a perfect parallel pick, and that perhaps The Substance is actually just the feature version of the short that we watched.
Although this does sound a lot bloodier, Terry Fremeau described The Substance as feeling like there's so much blood that it's going to drip out of the screen and pour onto the audience. I don't think this will get anything, but then again, I didn't expect Titane to win any awards either, and it ended up winning the top prize. And it really is just notable that this film is here in competition in the first place, when everything about it says that it should either be in the midnight program or just not at the Cannes Film Festival at all. And for that reason, I could see it landing a prize, even if I'm not very confident in it.
Even if the film is excellent, I don't really see Fargeat making like a deep film, but she is absolutely capable of executing genre concepts incredibly well. Maybe this film will really have her show her chops though, so I might be wrong. Maybe she'll surprise all of us. In the next episode, we'll discuss Ali Abbasi's jump into American politics with the Donald Trump biopic The Apprentice, and with controversial Palme d'Or winner Fahrenheit 9/11.
So join us as we dive into the success of American political films at the Cannes Film Festival. And my name's Matt, and I'm Fargeat. We'll be talking about Corey
Feldman.
Yeah, Corey Feldman's Angelic to the Core.